Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the evening session of our live Facebook. This is Martin here, and I'm just going to be sharing a little bit of my so-called message. And also, I do hope that those of you who are watching tonight are well aware of the market changing, I suppose, the dynamic, because tonight we won't be doing any market outlook, but we're just going to review something that I always talk about, which is really about Pentagon guidance, and something that I've been using a fair bit, and kind of share with you where are we, likely to go forward from here, how the methodology makes sense. Hi Philip, thank you. All right, and already many of you are already using the Pentagon guider one way or another, through Smart Roby or the VSA 360. So I'm going to share with you a bit more insight how to utilize, especially for those of you who are beginner or really starting out to want to know more about income trading. Of course, many of you are coming to realize, at this stage, it's kind of difficult too, with the so-called income that is dwindling, as well as the our retirement EPF, and many of our members and of course our students are also what we call, they are utilizing the extra time, okay, maybe after work, or they can get off a little bit of time during the day to do some local stock market trading. And this is all about try to generate that income. So we will be focusing more on the short-term trading with the kind of market that we have, and using tools which is many of you are quite familiar, and Pentagon guider. For those of you who are regular, give me a thumbs up, and I know that a shout out who are listening, so I know I'm with local members or the audience in here. So tonight we'll be focusing on the Pentagon guider. Now, having said that, those of you who came last week, especially if you have listened to some of my advice last week, which is the 15th of March, where I was talking about rubber glove, and I did say, rubber glove is already hit the high. And what did I ask the members to do specifically when the market has this so-called, let me just show you this chart here. All right, this is a very significant chart which always tells you when you see this kind of widespread bar, okay, let me just type it out. Widespread bar is what is usually is a reversal bar, okay, reversal bar, okay, for the advanced VSA trader, okay. So they know about these things, and as such they would have avoided. But of course, many of the public may have got in, and if you are the public or first time listening, I do hope that some of the things I will mention tonight will be much more beneficial to you, and you could use this going forward. So, and at the same time, also talk about the peak period here. Okay, you could see we are already, how many bars? Okay, we are already something like 22 bars into green Pentagon. Okay, now Pentagon is our flagship market timing tools, which will tell you green to go in, red to exit. And of course, many will have known, if you check out the Smart Roby or the VSA 360 on TradingView, the KLCI has already turned red Pentagon. Now, if you cannot access the charts that you see in here, maybe it's about time you want to subscribe to the VSA 360. As I said before, trading is like a business. You need to invest time and money, and if you invested time and money, you will reap the reward that we are talking in here. And a lot of the reward happened on the month of March and April, and this was what we saw last week. So what has happened, eventually we saw the market, right? We asked everybody, and let me just put back that again, and this was what I've talked about in here, widespread bar. If I can move this chart, would be better. Let me just try to move this. So this chart is this widespread bar, so it's time to go. And you could see after 22 bars, you have uptrust, red Pentagon finally appeared. So it's no secret, the Pentagon guider with volume spread analysis, which I've always been talking and sharing through this channel, can help you to read the market much better than a lot of tools out there. All right, it's been one of the forefront tools that you could use it and make some money out from it, some income trading strategy. I do hope some of you who have used the Smart Robbie will started to make good progress from here onwards. Okay, so this is a continuation where we talk about in here. So running a business basically must know when to take profit. So the widespread bar which I've shared with you was another way that you must take profit. Okay, it's not a time to go in, as I said before, it's time to take profit. All right, so knowing that is important. So tonight, trading stock to generate income, there are many ways. Create an online course, but one way I feel I am expert and at least have the authority to speak on is investing and trading a stock. I've been doing this for the last 40 years, started off, and then built the Pentagon guide that you see and available on Smart Robbie. You know, we do hope that many people who have made money through Pentagon guide come out and give testimonial, right? We hope that you can go over to our website or to our Facebook and give testimonial, as we want to show with you the evidence of our members using VSA through our coaching and mentoring doing very well, which I will share with you tonight in here. And that's really what it is. So the real focus was on this side where I am competent enough at least to talk about is to invest and trade in stocks. The others, I have tried it but haven't been successful in here. So the topic will be investing and trading in stocks. Now, many people, when they first started off, their intention has always been quite noble. They have noble because everybody want to have this dream of getting rich. They want to get rich quick. I started like that too, right? But finally the reality sets in, okay? And then we find it, hey, how come the trade don't work so well? Or if people who are following in the market, they waited for the market too long. By the time, just like the trade that we talk about, the rubber glove stock, many unsuspected would have gone in, and then usually for us who can read the chart, they say it's time to go. So many of them end up, only trading for 1 month because they do not have the reality sets in. So one of the things we really want to share with you in here, that many people setting the expectation is important. They will quit within the first 2 years. I've seen a lot of people. Unfortunately, when the market is, and if you look at it, market generally don't get more bullish over 6 months. If it's only bullish over 6 months, like what we've seen in US last year, October into March, that's kept a lot of attention. But generally, our Malaysian market, if you look back, and if I've said it before many times in this session, our KLCI has been on and off. We've been down for 4 years. Okay, in 2023, 2022, 2021, and 2021, just up slightly. Only 2024, we are up almost 11%. But right now, May month is correcting. As I shared with you before, the Pentagon guide with the red Pentagon is telling you it's a down signal coming in here. So this has given people, may not have adopted it long enough, the methodology to remain more than 5. Only 7% of the people only remain after 5 years. And the people who certainly do well, okay, are people who have set in as part of their habits and become successful. So this is a story about a group of my fellow students, the VSA 360 members, who's been with us for almost 2 to 3 years on average, some even longer, some just joined. Some are Smart Robbie user, but they never, they eventually move on to the VSA 360 because they wanted to get some sort of coaching and mentoring and able to do much better from them. But others tend to stay where they are, or maybe they're just not that serious due to their work commitment. So as such that we find that we have a very good methodology for allowing people to generate the kind of income that they have. For many, with the 80%, let me just show you here, right? Many of the people quit, or 80% of people quit within the first 2 years, because why they don't have any guides at all, and also they became lost. Trading is like a journey. It's ongoing, setting goals after goals. And this is something that we wanted to do with the members. Many of our audience, they come, they listen, and they go off. So there isn't any much interaction between here, the speaker in here, to want to share those words and how we can help you to improve your trading. It's like the sifu and the students. The student must do the work. If you don't do the work, then your result speaks for itself. Unlike my VSA students, which I'll share with you later on, they have done very well on the virtual trade. And this has always been the model, what we are adopting here, called the turtle trader. So here we want our members and our audience to have a goal, to have a tethering line where I can guide you and provide you the information sharing, which is important to put you. Now, coming to become a successful trader, all of us go through this, okay? So the first step is that you find that, hey, what Martin just said is easy. With the Pentagon Guider, you can trade well. Then finally, you realize you can't. You wanted to learn more about volume spread analysis. You come to using the Smart Robbie apps, but you did not go further, all right? You did not finish the course. You only follow what's on Martin really talks about in here. You do not pursue further. That's where I find that that is what stops you. If you are willing to cross over the step, like many of our VSA traders who are listening now, they have a discipline, they have a system, and they are somewhere around the level, okay, what we talk here, right, the stage of conscious competence, and many of them are moving. Okay, let me just erase this. Conscious competence, and they are moving in dancing with the market. I believe some of my top VSA members who's been in our virtual trade for the last 3 series, Series 1, Series 2, been the top 3 main contender. They have developed their own style and they are dancing with the market. I'm very happy as a speaker, as a coach, as a motivator to put into that. But many of you who are beginner, and those of you who are beginner and first time listener in here, just type 1 so I know who you are. Don't be shy, because the whole point here is to sharing how we can bring you to the next level. All right, if you really need more help, there's a number you can contact us, and there is a channel to reach out for. So many of you would have probably started around here. Okay, this is where you are. But to be truly profitable, okay, this is where profitable and generating income. Still, it's not easy, but at least we have a model which you can see and you can move on. All right. Okay, we have a lot of those in here. All right. Hi, Lim. Hi, Janice. Thanks for your kind response in here. So this is important that you are able to move up. And also, let me just remind the audience, you must also have a role model. For me, a role model is someone you can look up to. I would use Superman because everyone can relate. But is Superman a trader or not? He's not. He's out there fighting the world. So you need to have your own role model. Of course, my VSA member who joined our premium membership, they role model after me, which is fine. But many of you who are Smart Robbie user may not have the access to me, right? Can only follow me on the breakfast show. And that's where you want to take that opportunity to ask lots of questions. Go through our YouTube, our tutorial, and learn more. That's where you can model after me, just like what I use Superman here as a role model. All right, it's important that you have a good role model, a hero that you can copy. I think that's where we all start. Okay, look at what are things that he do well, things that he don't do well, and how we proceed, how we move from there. It's important also through our Smart Robbie apps and the VSA 360, you already have a very good tool, a very good market timing tool, which should ensure you have very good success, especially over the last 2 months. And if you're not having good success, ask yourself, why is that? Okay, it's important you ask yourself, why is that? Can I be better? So you have to start questioning yourself. So one of the things I share with you in here is this act, what we call sharpening the saw. I also have my guru. My guru is Tom Williams in here, which I think I talked about it in my course early on. Those who came for my March course, I think one or two of you signed up for the course where I share with you my journey to be a trader and how I met up in. But it's also important that I sharpen the saw. What do I do every day? A practice, a ritual. Just like if you have a knife in your kitchen which you use, if you do not sharpen it, how are you going to be cutting your food, your vegetable, your meat? And the same thing goes for the mind. How do you sharpen the saw? How do you sharpen the knife? Right? Your mind needs to be sharp. By just listening to some of the talks or to some of the YouTube, that is good. But that's not going to make you a good trader. Just like, can you ever ride a bicycle by watching someone? It looks easy, right? Just like what we call unconscious incompetence, right? You will find you will fail through it, and then you need to find someone like me. I found Tom Williams, which gave me many words of wisdom and been a mentoring. Not to forget Bill Wormine, also who introduced me to volume spread analysis. So remember, sharpen the saw, sharpen the knife, which I practice every day. Now I'm going to share with you a very simple blueprint that you can set up that every trader needs as a businessman. As I said before, being a trader is like having a business plan. You want to go in to the stock market to generate income. You want to make money. So you need to invest time and money. Now Smart Robbie, for what it is almost free to you. So, but you still need to invest time to learn more. And this is very important too. So many of you, I've said before, if you're willing to put in a little bit more investment to go to the next way, is to have the on reach out coach that we talk about here. So here are the 6 questions, simple questions we're going to ask you. What instrument is your specialty? Is it the KLSE stock market? Is this the US stock market? Okay. Second one, what is your go-to strategy? How do you enter the market? How do you exit the market? Now, we used the example of the healthcare stock last week. When we saw a widespread bar, to me, it is a clear sign it's time to exit. But if you are a beginner and you listen to your friends, you listen to the news, you may thought it's time to enter. So that's something you need to clarify with yourself. And remember, by sharpening the saw, practicing every day, right, that would inoculate a habit in you. What time frame do you trade on? Do you trade intraday? Some people say intraday is good. Some people say end of day is good. Some people say weekly good. For our Pentagon guider, if you've been listening to me well now, we use daily chart, daily time frame. How do you determine the position size? How much do you trade? All right. And again, I also shared this on my Monday Zoom live training with my members. We always use the fixed size for our virtual trade. And what is your age in your market? Can you explain? If you're not using Pentagon Guider, what is your age? How do you determine the market? For our members and our Smart Robbie users, they will know what's the age. Volume spread analysis, which is created by Tom Williams, was a smart money follower. Smart money meaning we follow where the syndicate operator works. We all know widespread bar on good news are smart money decoy to distribute to the public. Don't be a dumb money, as we always say. Dumb money always loses money. Be a smart money. And last, how would you manage your risk? So when you are winning or when you are losing, what do you do? Do you trade more or trade less? So those are the strategy you must think out front. Because if you don't, that's why a lot of people within the first 2 years, 80% people drop off because they did not set up a blueprint and they set up themselves for failure. Think about this 6 very simple questions. If you can answer this 6 question, the blueprint, you are halfway through success, and we're going to go on to the next step. So the next step is trading time frame when to enter, when to exit. This is like the mechanics itself. How we are different is we model after the turtle trading model. Now, for those of you who are familiar with it, I've always been talking this model is a group of unexperienced, uneducated stock market people. Okay, they could be barber, they could be bartender, they could be teachers, they could be soldiers, but all of them go through a similar training and end up to be very successful trader. That's a model was in the 1980s. I'll share with you a few more slides in here. But in the method that we talk about generate income, which we already have a very successful model, is the Pony Express method trading. Okay, so Pony Express, it only lasts means a quick trade. Short-term trading, not investing, not holding in here, right? That will last days to weeks, right? It requires bigger movement, so that's where you can see we want to be, okay, let me just erase this. So we would buy here. Now take note the time frame. This time frame here is days and week. This time frame is intraday, within a day. So you buy here, you sell here, all right? Here is that you buy and you will hold it for several days to several weeks. We have that methodology already. We already know what time frame. We have done enough extensive research to give us the confidence to go into the market, the kind of time frame we are trading. And of course, our members, okay, on Monday during our Zoom live training, every Monday that we do that, we continue to review this sharing of the method where you can benefit. Now, if you wanted to become a VSA 360 method, hi James, good to see you. One of our die-hard fan and also one of our top virtual trade student who consistently perform very well, James. Series 1, 2, and 3. You can see him later on, James, too, on the scoreboard in here. So this is a time frame that you hold for several days to several weeks. Now, those of you who are listening from the public and you have any question you want to ask, I think this is the best time to ask those questions too, right? So this is the ad where the founder or the speaker, in this case the sponsor, like me, I'm a sponsor. I also hope to become Richard Dennis in the 80s, but now I'm in 2024. All right. Now he came out with an advertisement looking for a group of applicants to trade his proprietary trading concepts, which is very similar to what we are doing today. Volume spread analysis is a proprietary method that comes from Tom Williams. You can find it all over in the internet. What is volume spread analysis? What makes it so different for us, Pentagon Guider, is the visual display of the green Pentagon, which is an up signal, ready go in, and the red Pentagon, which is a down signal, ready go out. So you don't need many experience. You just need to have the capability to differentiate between green Pentagon and red Pentagon. So through this ad back in the 1984, right, people submitted it, they go through a full training in here. They don't have anything what we have today. So, but yet we can see many of those traders, you can Google them, they became very successful. Now, when we first started this, we didn't have the infrastructure, we don't have the online platform to put everyone together in a virtual trading platform. Today we have that, so we can see many of our students, how they trade, what position they have, we can totally see them, and then we are able to coach and verify their results in here. So we know how to treat you if you're not doing it correctly. Because many times when they trade their own real money, we have no visibility how well they do or not. Many times with the opening of the workforce, no longer locked down, people tend to drawn away from the market and they are further away from the stock market. So it's been very difficult experience for that. But with the virtual trade platform, I do think many of them continue to do well because we are able to monitor them. So the turtle trading model is a very simple model. It's a closely knitted group where Richard Dennis coach upon this group to trade on his behalf. Now in the virtual trade model that we are doing in 2024 with the VSA Trade VSA 360 Premium Membership, we model after that. What we do, we put everybody into the virtual trade. Again, it is voluntary, right? You need to do your own trade. But what's so simple about is that every Monday live trading session, I will share 2 or 3 trades. Some of them work, some of them don't work, and then they trade from there. So from then onwards, they're able to follow, practice, and trade. And that's the whole very simple idea. From then onwards, they were able to build the kind of confidence and hopefully to have that unconscious competence built into them. Okay? So should you consider doing this full time? Many of you are wondering. But before we do that, a little bit more about the methodology, Pentagon Guider. Now, Invest Fair is coming. It will be on the 22nd and 23rd of June, which been back ever since the COVID. It's in Mid Valley in Kuala Lumpur. So again, this year I'll be there speaking on the side stage at 11 o'clock. Do come over if you want to sort of meet me up. I think the last year I met up with James, who came, right? And some of the other members. Come over to 22nd and 23rd. So mark it down in your calendar, just another 4 more weeks from now. All right. If you want to meet up in person, I'll be there for 2 days. Some of you usually come in, and I still remember James, who came and shared with me, and he always said, I wish I learned this 20 years ago, else I don't have to suffer today. It's always the same thing. Many people, young people, right, they are maybe lack of urgency. They don't feel that there is a need for extra income until they found out that things becoming more expensive. It's the same thing. It's like getting ready your umbrella before it rains. Most people only when it rains when they start looking for umbrella. So you understand where I'm coming from. So I do hope that those of you who are listening want to prepare your umbrella first. All right. And of course, you can also follow me on the live Facebook and also on YouTube every Monday and Friday morning, the breakfast show. Now, of course, our Pentagon Guider is our unique proposition in here. We simplify all the technical analysis and lagging together. Our Pentagon Guider, it is what we call a leading indicator. It always stick fast because we use price and volume. So this is where you can see the green Pentagon goes in, red Pentagon goes out. This is, of course, a very ideal example. But there are cases where it's not so ideal. It can be very choppy, like we've seen in the last 2 to 3 weeks in the KLSE. But for some stocks, has been relatively easy, like YTL Power. If you look at the Pentagon Guide, very clearly marked, and you're able to gain maybe 20-30%. Okay, green Pentagon, red Pentagon. So it's one entry and one out. But we also recommend, for some of you who have a little bit of experience and know-how, you might want to take profit earlier because you don't want to ride for 4 months. As you say that, look, I don't want to be too long, I'm a short-term trader. You can also do that too. Okay, so Pentagon Guider is the key, okay, because we are publishing our entry practically just like what Richard Dennis said. I would say I can publish my rules, but no one will follow it. The key is consistent and discipline. The same thing. In Pentagon Guider, when it comes out, a lot of people will still, wait first, wait until market go up, then you start to buy, right? So I always question the audience, not our members, not for our Smart Robbie user. They know because they've been following me fair enough. They trust the system. They build that consistency and discipline. So for those of you who are new, I ask you, do you buy after the green Pentagon? All right, so that's one of the first key thing that you want to do, because that will assume you have some level of understanding of the system, and I do think that you will have some success. If you don't have any success following the green Pentagon, send us and WhatsApp us 266-977. So far, we had this for many years. I have not one single complaint about Pentagon Guider not working. Well, I would say during choppy time, that is the limitation of the system, that you will see a lot more insensitivity of the Pentagon system when the market is choppy or when the market is sideways. But when it's trending right now, trending up, trending down, all right, we are able to predict, just like last week, the end of the rubber glove stock with the white red bar, and also the turning of the red Pentagon just about 2 days ago. And even before that, earlier on, if you watch my breakfast show, I think last Friday or Monday, I am already talking about distribution stage 3, where people started to distribute in here, and finally we saw the red Pentagon comes out as it is. Okay, so the turtle trading model that we're doing with the Pony Express, it's something that we very proud of, just like over here. So this is the this is the virtual trading account that I share with all my trade ideas. We started in March. Okay, so we started in March. Of course, our members would have seen this every week, right? We started in March, and this will end in September. So we only do it for 6 months, and then we measure the result. We measure the performance. So we started with 50,000, and right now it's 22% up to I think maybe 2 months. You got March, April, May. Okay, 3 months already. You got 3 months is 22%, which is still very good. But these are good months. All right. As I said before, if you're familiar with the ping pong game, one of the training that we do, there will be good times, there will be bad times. Is what you do with the bad times is critical. But at the same time, during the good time, you must trade. During the good time, people stay out and they wait and they wait. They want to see first. So when the time started to turn down, they thought the market will pull back. They muscle, market fall some more. You see that? That's always been the case. A lot of what we call the inexperienced trader. So from here you can measure also. We are very transparent. As I said before, the winning rates, it's not 90% or 88% of the time or 800%. Right, which you see a lot of false advertisement that you see on Facebook, a lot of the forex system that gives you what 80-90%. So always look into the return of investment. Right, you can also see here highest profit was Supermax, which we shared with you last week, and the highest loss was Echo Panda minus 885. So here you can see the maximum drawdown, which is from the old, means how much we lost from the top is only 3.3%. Okay, drawdown again is important to make sure your system works well. The average win per trade is 1,400. The average loss is only 475 ringgit. Okay, so from there onwards, you can sort of estimate to see, hey, if I invest my time, hey, per win per trade is about 1,004. Is that sufficient enough? Okay, if it's not, you can trim more, make less than he. But these are the kind of figure and value that you can possibly roll into yourself and see how it can improve further. Okay. So again, this is the Pentagon Guider, the edge we should talk about with the entry and exit. All right. So from here, you can see a typical test going up bars. Right. You can see great Pentagon. We have the 20 and 40-day moving average. We have the average true range. So usually when the market breaks below, it's time to go. Okay. So you can see from here, green Pentagon goes in. You can go out at red Pentagon. But with the Pony Express, we told our members that is what we call expiration date. Now, if you enjoy what you hear so far, give me a thumbs up. So that will give me the motivation to continue sharing with you how the system works for our members and for those of you who are listening for the first time. So from here onwards, you can see market is holding up here, 20 and 40 started to move up. Okay. So I've learned from Tom Williams about the volume spread analysis. In short, it's a method that he learned also from his guru and he shared with us and attempt to look into the price and volume. So from the price and volume, he's saying that, and I do think to agree with him, in our market, especially the Malaysian market, we are rife with a lot of smart money players. If you are able to follow them, just like the rubber glove stock, right? There's no coincidence the market shoot one up and then pop, 7 bar down, right? Just take a look at Hatta Lega and Top Glove and you will see. If more people become more intelligent, then they will make money too. All right. So I want to talk more about our fellow members, our VSA 360 and those of you listening like James, right? Who have done very, very well. We started on the 7th of March. Okay. So we are using for our turtle trading model concept, which means the coaching and mentoring, sharing with them, pulling them through the next 6 months from March to September with the Pony Express. All right, Pony Express is just a short-term trading term that we use. I'm not going to get into more detail, but if you do follow the rules, you have a good chance of success, which I'll share with you, and using Pentagon Guide with these tools. So you can see from here the sharing of the trade idea every Monday. Last Monday we have GFM, EMCC, all right, and you can see this was about 2-3 weeks ago. Members started to move up the rank. So let me just move up here. So you can see Yi was 19%, Ku was 18%, Tong, another student, Sukumaran was 10%, I was 10%, and we have moved up very nicely in the ladder of the market improving. Let me just show you where we are. So once you log into the VSA 360, many of you are very familiar with that. On the top right hand side, you can see the scoreboard. So click on this bar and you will see the performance of all our members. Previously, Yi was 19%, now it's gone up to 35%. Ku at 32%. Remember, these are fellow normal people only, just like the turtle trader, right? Some of them are businessmen, some of them executive. And James, who is listening now in here, does IPO consider smart money also? No. Ahmad Zabri. Okay, IPO is a different case altogether. Usually IPO, right, they want to exit. So you notice a lot of IPO, most of the time, smart money want to exit. Who go and buy? The public go and buy lah. Never buy IPO, in my opinion, unless you get it before listing. Because before listing, the prices usually you can get a discount one. This is a better way, where you can see my students, fellow students, doing 30% return in 3 months, right? And this is where I am, 22% just now. Okay. We also have Smart Roby using the trading methodology. Is doing 11%. Intraday is 9%, and Richie is doing 7%. So from here onwards, we can monitor all our students, their health status. We can see how many trades they do. We can see whether they are trading or not. And usually if they have issues, we do it in our monthly orientation and bring it up, and also sharing. This is also how we want our members to see themselves among it. The goal is very simple. My success as a speaker, as a founder of Pentagon, is to see this group of students doing well. If they don't do well, the whole system don't do well. So you have to ask yourself, are you ready for more success like the fellow students in here? If you are ready, this is something you might want to consider going into. Okay, so we share those trade ideas that are able to be successful. All right, so sharing allowed them to trade alongside with me and become very pro. So if you can see from the monthly return, for my case was 11% in March, 9% in April. Right now, May is down. Okay, so this is ongoing. If you do follow us, you will probably see this monthly result continue to be flashing to consider a real-time experience for you. All right, so you can follow it. So the last 2 months we get. So far, this was a previous trade. We have Fajar was up. We taken profit on Fajar already. All right, let me see where Fajar is. So Fajar previously we taken profit. Okay, let's look at Fajar. Fajar should be down now. Yeah, when the market go up this year, we took out already. Right, today still up 2.2%. Right. So Fajar we were out, and that's why we have a methodology. Right. That was we in at 36.5 cents. So here is the monthly return. We can go through trade by trade, so we can examine those trades. So I'm just going to quickly share with you, right? So what you want to do, you go on to our website, tradevsa.com. So let me just bring this to you, and you can see those performance in where you can do it yourself too. Doing yourself too means following the Pentagon Guide, trading those, and getting in, getting out. All right, so you can see from here, let's look at the April month first. Okay, so from April month, you can see the entry. Okay, how the rules of the entry is all given in there. They were quite transparent. You can see this was a trade. E here is entry, exit, which we got out. Okay, and then second trade, this was Supermax, was 25.6% return lah. Sign property is the same thing. Okay, entry, exit. So you notice when we choose stocks, always pay attention to the volume. Now, these things that I talk about, go to my breakfast show in the morning. On Monday and on Friday, 10:15, or you can watch it on YouTube. I will go through more details, how we select these stocks. But at least that will give you some of the winner. And then you see Sun Property, we got out here, okay, on exit. We also have losses. Okay, this was a Rimbonan, Sawit, 14% return. Senso, another one, okay, 11% for Senso. And these are the losses. Once it turned, right, you can see once it turned, it doesn't move, we exit immediately. That is for Panda, 8.8%. And this is for Leong Hap, which is a 2% lot. It did go up, move sideways. Then Red Pentagon come down, turn down, cut loss. So we are very disciplined. We don't even need to think about it because we have developed what we call unconscious competence. And this is something very important. Me as a speaker here want to share through with the members here. Okay, so that's a performer in here. Let's take a look at some of our members. So you can see from a member, I go right to the last 30 or 40. You can see many of them, they only traded 2 or 5 stocks. The front end you already seen 20-30%. So for these people, maybe they are busy, all right, they don't have time, they just lock in and then they just don't know what to do with it, right? So this is where it's important, as I said before, trading is like riding a bicycle. You need to ride the bicycle. If you don't want to ride the bicycle, hopefully in future we have a autonomous fund management account that can trade on behalf. That would be great. Okay, for right now, you still need to do all your own trading, all right, and learn some of these. So how are we able to do this? A lot of this comes from the confidence that we built through our research. Now the confidence is through our back testing, our historical back testing. Now you look into the sign of thing, whatever system that you listen out there, whoever they are, whether it is ABC system, MACD system, RSI system, you have to ask the speaker themselves, what is the back testing result? Has it been profitable or not? What is the win rate? These are important because you need to separate facts from opinion. The person may say ABC, MACD is a good system. That's an opinion. But what is the fact? The fact is that they have done enough extensive backtesting like we do. Then we are able to give the confidence to our students, which in turn today you see many of them achieving 20-30% return. Of course, virtually, because we want them to practice an environment where there is very little risk to themselves, but to practice the method. Entering after the green Pentagon, exiting on their target price. So from here, you can see with that 2021, 2022, and 2023, right, the price list is important to gain the kind of return. All right. So someone can come to you and say, hey, use my system, can make 1,000%. How do you prove it? Proving is again required a little bit what we call sharpen the knife. Sharpen the knife and you will get there. All right. So if you want to consider this as a full-time job, no. We always recommend part-time. Part-time is good enough. Part-time where you have time to learn, you have time to follow a lot of our tutorials. All our tutorials, all our trainings are done on Zoom and they are recorded so you can watch it at your own time. So to become a turtle trader, the Trade VSA Pony Express, so you have to ask yourself these 4 questions. What is my current trading strategy? Is this right or wrong? How many times am I right? How many times am I wrong? Do I have the sufficient knowledge or skill to do it? And if so, where do I go to for some sort of support or challenges? I'm right now, can I reach out to my speaker for some help? Just like some of you ask me these kind of questions. Okay, I'm here. Ask me for the kind of questions or challenges. That's what I do, the breakfast show. But many times Malaysians are very shy. They don't ask. And last but not least, what is the minimum capital outlay to do this to generate the income? We know the answer in here, but we just still need you to ask those questions. Okay. So finally, you have to ask yourself, am I ready or not? All right. Smart people learn from their own mistakes, and it's not good. It takes a lot of time, hardship, emotional. But the real sharper one, they learn from the mistakes of others. So this is where the community, the Trade VSA community, are able to support you. And that's why our members outperform the average trader investor. You have seen the result. Okay? and you just need to follow through and become a turtle trader. So be like our turtle trader in our CV 1 and 2. You can see James was 15% gain with a 52%. That was on last year, and he's still back this year. I give my hats to James every time in here. All right, a turtle trader. So my final words is follow and have a Pentagon guided system. Know and dictate yourself what are your own trading rules. Do I enter after green Pentagon? Where do I exit? Invest yourself in sharpening the knife. That process, practice daily, or invest in the knowledge. It's the best dividend. So with that, I want to come to the end of my talk. I think I've given you a fairly good idea how to start for income trading, and you've seen some example of our VSA members. Don't forget to visit us in Invest Fair for 22nd to 23rd. I'll be flashing this until June. I hope to see you all there, and let me know how we can help you to achieve your goals. Don't be shy. We won't bite, and there's no obligation. Okay, so with that, follow me on Smart Robbie Breakfast Show, right? And also don't forget to subscribe to our Telegram chat room if you have any insights. So that's all we have for tonight. Any question, pencil those in. I'm happy to answer them. Of course, for our VSA member like James, we always have our Monday live training session to discuss more, where you can access and tap into some of the ideas that I have. If not, that's all I have for tonight. I hope I've shared a little bit of pathway to building income trading and add more money into your trading. And if what I've said here have helped you a bit, do let us know, and we are happy just helping you out, and we thank you for your time. All right, that's all we have for tonight. Bye-bye.